If you're looking to open up your own chiropractic practice, then watch this video. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Boris, and I interviewed Dr. Dennis Balch, the owner of Alliance Chiropractic. In this video, he shares a lot of his early struggles, challenges, and what it took for him to be successful in owning his own practice for the past 20 years. Hope you enjoy.
1996 we started. I've been in practice for 26 years. I started right here in this area, in this block. On the other side of the street is Burlingame. We started one block down, and then we moved to the building right next door. And then here, I've been here at this office for 12, almost 13 years. I started out small. I started out renting a space in a chiropractic office. Built my own practice. I went out and brought in my own patients and started from scratch right out of school. Into chiropractic school, it is pre-med requirements. So you've got to take all your chemistry, physics, biology, basically everything to get into medical school to get into chiropractic school. Chiropractic school itself is a 4-year program. So it's a doctorate program. So to be a chiropractor, you've got about 8 years of college. Chiropractic school itself was about a little less than $4,000 a quarter, maybe $3,500 a quarter when I was going to school. I'm sure it's doubled since then. That was 26 years ago. I graduated in 1996. And the cost of living, I'm sure, is a lot more expensive now. The average student in my class, when I graduated, we had about a little over $100,000 in debt. And I'm hearing now that chiropractors coming out of school, the ones that have to do student loans to get through, like I did, are coming out with closer to $250,000 in debt. Jeez. So it's quite a commitment to be a chiropractor. You know, unless you have the funds to open up your own practice and rent your own space and start from scratch, I would say the way I did it was phenomenal. I rented space in a established chiropractic office. Yeah. I went out in the community and met people and brought people in myself and started from scratch and gradually built my practice up to where I got to a point where I could open my own practice. So it's myself and Dr. Acer that are owners of the office. We share the overhead. We have our own practices. I see my patients, he sees his patients. We get our own referrals and everything. But we share the overhead 50-50. And then we have 2 doctors that pay rent that work in our office. Both have multiple offices, so they're here part-time, they're at their other office part-time. They pay a percentage of their income to rent. So we have the 2 owners of the office and 2 independent contractors that rent space. It's a 3,000 square foot office. It's a pretty good size. And we also have two massage therapists as well. I have 3 rooms with 1 overflow between Dr. Acer and myself. He has his 3 rooms and we share 1 room between us. The other 2 doctors have 2 rooms that they share. Be passionate about what you do. You have to enjoy what you do. You have to have that goal in mind of providing good chiropractic care. Promoting yourself outside the office. I mean, you're being involved in the community with school events, fundraisers, church events, things like that.
And is that still really something that you do 20 years into the game, or is that?
Myself and my wife. My wife has a big role in that as well. She's very involved in the community and she's always spreading the word about chiropractic and giving my information out to people. If you're a chiropractor, you're gonna have to work hard. It's a physical job. Every day I come to work, it's a workout. I see 40, 50 patients in a day, and we do therapies and along with the chiropractic, and I'm doing stretching and doing muscle work and all that type of stuff. It's a very physical job. So to be a chiropractor, to be good at what you do, it's a workout every day. You gotta keep your body in shape. So I gotta keep my body in shape so I can help others. For me, it was a very slow process. I came out of school with no money. I used my credit cards to keep me afloat in the beginning. So I did everything as low budget as possible. I didn't spend money with the advertising or marketing, things like that. I got out in the community, built my practice by getting out and meeting people. I would go to the hiking trails here in town, the most popular hiking area, the Crystal Springs Park. I set up a little table right in front of the entrance and give out waters, and had a massage chair there. We would do a chair and just do trigger point massage on people and give them my card. We did that on a regular basis for the first 3-4 years in practice.
So a lot of guerrilla marketing.
And it was guerrilla marketing, totally guerrilla marketing. That's what I did, and that worked the best for me. I brought in 5 to 10 patients every time I did that. I set up booths at the Millbrae Art and Wine Festival, the San Mateo County Fair, which was a week, I think it was a 2-week fair, or well, 1 week. 1 week we had
to be there every day, right?
We had to split it up between a couple doctors, but we had to be there the whole time.
Yeah.
So we were always in the community meeting people, and that's how we built our practice 26 years ago. So in the beginning, I was always thinking about how to get more people in my office, how to meet more people, how to build my practice. And now, at the point I'm at now, over the past few years, I've got to the point where my practice is kind of at the cap where I'm seeing about as many patients as I can handle.
That's awesome.
I've hired 2 chiropractic assistants that help me out. So full time, I have somebody helping me do therapies and keep the flow of patients going and doing muscle work on patients. And that has been a tremendous help, getting to where I need to hire another chiropractor to be able to help manage the patients.
All the patient overflow, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Being patient. Be patient, things will happen. It can be a slow process building a practice. And I kind of thought in the beginning I was going to go out and do these screenings, marketing, and do some advertising. My patient was just going to fill up with patients. And it didn't happen. It took years. It took 10 years before my practice was getting to be where it was stable. If you're good at what you do, word will spread. People will refer other friends and family to you, and you will get busier with time.
Yeah.
It can be a little difficult in the beginning starting your practice because all that free time kind of gets in your head that you're not busy. But if you're patient, you're persistent what you do, gradually you're patient, your business will grow. In my 13th quarter with chiropractic school, we had to, the last quarter of chiropractic school, we have to do an internship in a chiropractic office. So we're working in an office and we come back to the classroom and we explain what we do in the office.
Yeah.
So I got an internship with Dr. Tom Ferrigno. He is the doctor's office down the street that I worked in to begin with. During the internship, I was following him. I learned everything I could from him. I followed him. I worked the front desk. I did insurance billing.
You did a little bit of everything.
I did a little bit of everything. And by the time I'd finished with him, we finished that 13th quarter, I was already making business cards and getting ready to promote my own practice and rented a space in his office. So I rented one room in his office. And the day I graduated chiropractic school, I was already starting to see patients under his license as an intern. But by the day I graduated, I already had a small base of chiropractic patients, and I was out marketing myself and going to the hiking trails and setting up my little booth, giving out waters.
You front-loaded your work, right? Where you did a lot of the fairs,
Yes.
You did a lot of the networking, and it just kind of led up from referrals, right?
Yes, and the other thing, I get a lot of referrals from the medical groups in the area. I'm the exclusive, the only doctor that's part of Palo Alto Medical Foundation in this area. I'm the only doctor for Brown and Tolan, which is the other top medical group in this area. I'm the only chiropractor from the whole Bay Area. I get referrals. I had a referral yesterday from Hayward. I get referrals from Oakland, San Francisco. For whatever reason, I'm the only chiropractor in that group, which doesn't seem right. There should be 15 or 20 chiropractors in that group, but I'm the only one. I get referrals from all over the place. So I get 10, 15 medical referrals from medical doctors in the area every week. That has grown over the past 15 years. I've established that relationship with the doctors in the area. They all know who I am. Average about $43,000 to $45,000 a month.
Okay. And so you mentioned this is a 3,000 square foot practice with 5 employees.
Yes.
Could you just dive into a little bit what your monthly overhead looks like?
I have a partner and we split the overhead. Half of the overhead is about $9,000 a month. So
9,000.
whatever I make every month, about $9,000 goes back into the overhead. There's no slow season. It may go up and down, but there's no particular time of the year when it's slower. Really, if you're good, people will find you. It doesn't matter where you are. I've one of the busiest chiropractic offices in the country is in San Francisco, and it's been there for about 40 years. And to get to that office, there's no parking, and you have to walk up a steep set of stairs to get there. It's been there for 40 years, and the kids, I think the grandkids run the office now as chiropractors, and it's a terrible location, and they're one of the busiest in the country. For me, my office has excellent. It's got everything. We've got the BART station, the train station, the buses. We're right in the middle of a busy intersection, and we have a huge sign so people can see us. But I don't think the sign even, I think I get maybe one person every couple months that come in and said, I saw your sign, I want to come see you. That doesn't matter. It's nice for visibility, but it's not going to make a difference in how successful you are.
Got it.
By providing a good service.
Yeah.
If you're good, people will refer their friends and family. Recurring patients are kind of the lifeblood of my practice. I get people coming in that I saw 20 years ago, 15 years ago, that haven't seen me for a long time and come back in or refer people. So I get a lot of recurring patients, people that have gaps in care that come in when they're hurting. And that keeps me busy all the time. The new patients are great. I mean, I love seeing new patients, and we have to see new patients to continually stay busy. But the new patients, I don't think, are the most vital part of my practice. And I'll see, just typically maybe 10 new patients a week. Hydrocollator here with hot packs and terry cloth covers that we put on the patients to warm them up. Electric muscle stimulation. We do electric muscle stimulation on a lot of people before the adjustments to help loosen up the muscles, kind of reset the muscles, get them relaxed. Massage. So we have Hypervolt, and we have another massager called the Thumper. Chiropractic assistants typically will do that with patients to work out those tough areas and knots in the shoulders and back, legs, hips, whatever area may be bothering them. The flexion traction table. So this is to help relieve disc pressure in the lower back. So this is for people that may have a herniated disc or a bulging disc, or just compression of the spine and the lower back, which is putting pressure on the nerves. And so the patient will lay face down, we'll stretch them out and go side to side and really decompress that lower back, stretch the vertebrae, kind of open up that area to take the pressure and irritation off the nerves. Yeah. You can see this is my sports room. I keep all my sports memorabilia in this room.
See that.
Two of the greats here, Joe Montana, Tom Brady.
Yep.
Can't forget Steve Young.
What else we got in there?
So over here, this is my other room. This is kind of my educational room. So over my x-rays with patients in this room, I'll show the x-ray to the patient. I'll explain the degenerative process, if they're normal, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, kind of give them an idea of what's going on with their back, with their spine. It helps as a patient to understand what's going on and why we're doing what we're doing.
Sure.
Here, how with these two pictures here, when you have a compression or misalignment of the vertebrae, we call it a subluxation. That misalignment of the vertebrae causes pinching and irritation to the nerves. Whether it's the common areas, the neck and the lower back. It's going to radiate down these nerves here. And people see a picture, they realize, oh, so that's why it pains down my leg. Yeah. That's why it hurts there. And then also I explain to them, not only is it going to cause pain, but it also causes disruption of the nerves coming out of those areas to the organs and tissues in the body. When you have a subluxation of the spine, it can cause digestive problems, heart problems, stomach problems.
People don't really understand.
People don't realize that until they see the pictures. That misalignment of the spine. If it affects the nerves going down your leg, it's also going to affect the nerves going to your organs.
Yeah.
So I explain a lot of that in this room here. Yeah. Consultation room. So it's a treatment room. Has all the same things with treatment. And I also have my diplomas and a little bit of educational material here. My books. Or reference books with X-ray and musculoskeletal books, so I can go through and if I need to look something up or go over it with a patient, I have all that in this room. So we have that's my overflow room. So I have the 3 main ones, and this is the one I share with the other doctor.
Cool.
And over here we have our X-ray room. So our X-ray is a little bit out of date. I mean, we've been in practice for a long time. So this is 25 years ago we bought this equipment new. It's a standard X-ray machine, which is very similar to the ones today, but we're not electronic. We use good old-fashioned film, and so it's almost out of date. So we put the films in the cartridges here, and we have a processor. So we develop our own film here. So we take the pictures with the X-ray machine, we run them through a processor, and have an actual film. Where most practices these days have gone to digital. So once you take a picture, it instantly goes in the computer and you can pull it up on the computer screen.
Got it.
We haven't done that. The other traction table, this is the spinal decompression table. This is for the more advanced disc injuries, people that really have a herniated disc, a bulging disc that's really pressing on the nerve. This helps to decompress the lower back, taking the pressure off the nerve, by pulling the spine up to, we've got it up to 130, 140 pounds of pulling to get that pressure off the nerve. And it's an intermittent traction. It'll pull and relax for 15, 20, 30 minutes at times if we need to really decompress the spine. So this is a more advanced treatment that we have.
Okay.
Here. So that desk right there is for our billing person, Lisa. She does all our billing. She's kind of the backbone behind the office. She keeps everything going smoothly with bringing in the money to support our office to pay the overhead. Here's my office here. It's a little bit messy. The fact is I'm just busy all the time. I spend a couple hours a day doing paperwork, turning basically my scribble notes into notes that cover everything I do, that explain what I do, why I do it, and the results we're expecting, which is a requirement of insurance companies now. This used to be acceptable. This is no longer acceptable, writing our scribble. We have to have everything completely written out to get reimbursed for what we do. So not only we have to do the procedures, but I've got to document everything we do. Right. And it takes a lot of time to have it reimbursable. Our service is reimbursable. All our paper files here, about every 5 years, we have to go through and take out all the old ones. If they haven't been in 5 years, their files get purged and shredded. So if they come back 7 or 8 years down the road, we just start a new file.
Yeah. Thanks so much for your time to answer these questions, Dr. Balch. I'm sure people watching this will find it super helpful. Before we end things here, last question. Where do you see yourself and Alliance Chiropractic in 5 years?
5 years, probably not a lot different than what we are now. Down the road, I have 2 associates that have been working with me for Sammy for almost 4 years, and Noor for going on our 2nd year. The 2 of them are going to be going to chiropractic school. And I have my son, who's actually studying kinesiology, and he wants to be a chiropractor too. So I could see down the road a lot of those people coming in, my son and my associates possibly coming in and running the practice in the future. Maybe one of them or maybe all 3 of them. Who knows where time will go at that point. But I could see working in this office and staying in this location, doing kind of what I do with the associates, maybe having an extra doctor helping me out 5 years from now. Yeah. But not a lot's going to change. I'm well established. I don't need to change. I come to work and I enjoy doing what I do.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for your time, Dr. Balch.